Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, where connections matter, where I bring you interviews of the difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. And we are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on LinkedIn. So just want to welcome everyone and thank you for joining us this evening. Hopefully, everybody's having a good summer. We're here in the Detroit, Michigan area, and the weather's been pretty nice as of late. Hopefully, everybody's enjoying their summer. But thanks again. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, like and share this video. We have a very important topic tonight and a very special guest. For the sake of time, we're going to go right into introducing our guests. Um, we have with us tonight Chad King. He is the founder and chief instructor of Apex Defense Solutions, LLC, which is a firearm training company. Chad is the co founder and current president of the Black Bottom Gun Club of Detroit. The club regularly engages in community service projects such as youth firearm safety courses, community oriented firearm safety, and legal seminars, and conflict management workshops for young people. Chad also serves as the Midwest Regional Director of the National African American Gun Association, the largest African American firearms organization in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Chad King.
The Jamaican air horns, though. Thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Um, so, um, So our topic is going to be basically the right to protect yourself and just dealing with the issue, right to bear arms. It's somewhat of a, in light of all that's going on with the mass shootings and stuff. I know that's a little controversial, but I think we're going to talk about it from a different perspective. But before you kind of go into what you do, how you got involved with founding Apex Defense Solution, just tell our audience a little bit about yourself, where you're from, who you're with, where you grew up, and anything else you want to share about your.
Yeah, I'm originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. So I grew up in yeah, Cincinnati is not too different from Detroit in terms of the types of hoods and neighborhoods and the type of people. So, and you can take that how you want to take it, right? In terms of whether that's good or bad, but it's not too dissimilar, except for it doesn't stay as cold as long as it does up here. Um, Same type of issues as any city. Um, Again, good and bad, right? I moved up here to the Metro Detroit area in 2002. I've been here since then. I want to say in 2017 is when myself and the co-founder of the gun club, Black Bottom Gun Club, Kofi Kenyatta, we started that in 2017 with the National African American Gun Association. Um, so this year actually is our 5 year anniversary on the 14th of this month in a few days. So it's a 5 year anniversary of the Black Bottom Gun Club being established. Um, and even at that time, I became a range safety officer. I started helping out other people in their classes. And then
Okay.
in 2020, I took the leap to become an instructor on my own and I've been rolling with that since then.
Okay. All right. And congratulations on your fifth year anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
So I didn't know that you are a Cincinnati native.
Yep.
When did you? How old were you when you came to the Detroit area?
That was in 2002. So I was 19 at the time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
came
All
up here
right.
in 19.
That's what's up. Okay. All right. So now you are. You shared a little bit in your introduction. You founded the company Apex Defense Solutions. So what led you to get involved into gun safety, and also people who want to exercise their right to protect themselves in their home.
Yeah, so what initially got me involved in terms of firearm safety from a personal protection or home protection point of view is unfortunately my home was burglarized in 2007. Um, and at the time, it was like for me, all right, what if I was at home? How would I have protected myself or my family or anything like that, right?
Okay.
And I realized I didn't have anything. So that evening that it happened, it was in the middle of the day, late, early evening. before the range closed, I went to the range and I bought a shotgun for home defense and personal protection.
Okay.
But even then, I really didn't get into using the gun on like that. It wasn't until 2017 um, when I saw what happened to Philando Castile. And
Okay.
he was a legal gun owner and was still killed by the cops. So I said, well, it's better for me to have it on me than not. And not to say that I would use it against law enforcement or anything like that, but for me, it was it was a turning point for me. Like, all right, and plus with everything that was happening around the country, with at that time
Right.
the election that was going on between Clinton and Trump, and how you
Right.
had these racist terrorists who was pushing around black people at these rallies. I'm like, yeah, these folks is fooling. Um,
Right. Right. Right.
and so at that point, I took a CPL class, and my CPL class was probably about 40 people at the time. It was a massive class. I didn't enjoy the experience very much because it was so many people.
Okay.
Um, then fast forward later on that year, I became a range safety officer. Started helping, took some additional classes and training to get better with a firearm.
Okay. Okay.
Fast forward, and then 2020 started my instruction company.
Okay. Okay. So I like what you shared, your journey. You had something personally happen to you. Somebody burglarized your home, and
Yeah.
you just was like, "Hey, man, you feel kind of bare." So you wanted to say, if I was here, could I protect myself? And that
Hmm.
started your journey. Question, just to kind of clarify, because I think some people may not be aware. Um, is there a legal process to have a firearm just to protect your home?
Yeah, when you purchase a firearm to protect your home, you still have to go through a background check.
Well, so
Um,
like even if you roll up to Dick's Sporting Goods, or I think Walmart doesn't sell guns anymore or rifles.
right.
Um, so they still go through a background check for that.
Absolutely. You still have to go through a federal background check. You
Okay.
still have to undergo a federal background check. It's NICS, NICS.
Okay.
Um,
Just for okay.
yeah, just to even purchase a gun for personal protection.
Okay.
When you go to a gun store or a big box store that sells them, you have to get a federal background check.
Okay. Now, does that take a if let's say I'm going to Dick's Sporting Goods, I just want to get a rifle just to protect my home. I'm not a hunter or whatever, but
Hmm.
to protect my home, and they run a federal background check. Does that usually take? Is this something that happen within minutes or something else?
It depends on how busy the system is. It depends on what they find on your background. Sometimes it can take as quickly as 30 minutes or so. In some cases, it can take a couple of days
Oh
for
wow. Okay.
the background check to go through. When
Okay.
it takes that long, days at a time, then you obviously cannot leave with the firearm from the store. And
Okay.
sometimes it'll just come back, no, you cannot have this because of something in your background. So I won't say that it's a foolproof method, but it is, like I said, it's a federal background check that everyone has to undergo when you purchase a firearm.
Okay. Okay. So now I understand. So that's to protect your home. Now the difference for a break down the difference with the to having a CPL and to carry on your person when you're out and about.
Yeah. So in the state of Michigan, in order to carry a firearm in a concealed manner on your person, you must have what's called a concealed pistol license. And that concealed pistol license, it really just gives you an exemption from a carrying a concealed weapons charge. That's one of the few things that will give you an exemption from being charged with that. And that is a felony. Carrying a concealed weapon is a felony, but for having a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan, right? Or if you have another state's equivalent of a concealed pistol license, so a CCW permit or a concealed handgun license or some other equivalent to a concealed pistol license in Michigan. So, for example, in Ohio, it's a CCW permit that would
Okay.
exempt you from the CCW charge in Michigan, right? So, you do have to have a permit in order to carry a pistol on or about your person in a concealed way in Michigan, right?
Okay. And that's the
However,
CPL.
that's what this concealed pistol license is with a CPO. Now, however, Michigan is an open carry state. And an open carry state, what that means is that, just to be clear, there is no law that says you can openly carry a pistol. What that means is that Michigan is an open carry state because there's no law that says that you can't, right?
Okay.
So you can by default, but there are significant restrictions on where you can open carry at. Like you can't carry inside of a bank openly without a concealed pistol license. You can't carry inside of a school openly without a concealed pistol license, or a hospital openly without a concealed pistol license, or a daycare center without a concealed pistol license, or all of these other places that if you don't have a CPL and you want to open carry, you cannot do so unless you have a CPL. Now,
Okay.
if you don't have a CPL, obviously there are additional rules and regulations you have to follow relative to transporting your gun. So, if you have a concealed pistol license in Michigan, you can have your concealed pistol on your person in the car. But
Okay.
if you don't have a concealed pistol license in Michigan, what you have to do with your firearm is that it has to be unloaded. It has to be um, in a case designed for firearms, right? It
Okay.
has to be it has to be in your trunk,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So if your vehicle has a trunk, then it has to be in your trunk. If your vehicle does not have a trunk, then it has to be in the rearmost portion of the vehicle or inaccessible to the passengers in the cabin, right?
Okay.
That's if you don't have a concealed pistol license. That's how you have to move your firearm from, say, for example, your house to the gun range,
Okay.
right? So the rules and regulations are certainly different when you have
Right.
a
Right.
concealed pistol license versus not, and you have a lot more privileges when you do have a concealed pistol license. One of those is that you can travel to a state that recognizes the Michigan concealed pistol license, and you can carry in that state so long as you're following the other laws around carrying a pistol. So Michigan has reciprocity with about 39, 38, or 39 additional states where the Michigan concealed pistol license is honored and recognized.
Okay. All right. Now, I like how you broke things down with the concealed pistols license. You talked about carry. So
Hmm.
Michigan is an open carry state, but
Correct.
there are some regulations. You can't go to banks and daycare centers and certain, I'm assuming, some government buildings, I assume.
We have federal
Um,
buildings you can't carry in at all under any circumstance.
okay. All right. Federal buildings. Now, when it says open carry, let's say if I have a handgun and
Hmm.
open carry, did I just, I've seen some people out and about, they just have it on their waist on like a strap or something. Is that considered open carry?
So, for what it means to open carry, to be able to open carry legally, is that anybody who's looking at you, they have to be able to see that gun on the outside of your clothing. Okay.
Okay.
So, your
All right.
clothing has to be between your body and the gun.
Okay.
So, for example, if it's wintertime, you got a coat on or a hoodie, right? Or or it's winter or fall, you got a coat on or a hoodie. That gun has to be visible on the outside of that coat or that hoodie or that jacket. If it's concealed in any way um,
Then it
by
violates the open
clothing, it's considered concealed carry, and you best have a concealed pistol license
carry. Okay.
if you're doing that.
Okay. All right. Great. Now you broke it down, and just for the sake of time, I want our viewers and those who are watching this podcast to get an idea. What's the process of getting a CPL, and specifically, what do you do with your company with Apex Defense Solutions?
Sure. So the process of getting a CPL, obviously, you have to take a concealed pistol license class that meets the regulatory requirements. It's about 5 hours of classroom time, and it's about 3 hours of time during range exercises or practice on the firing range. And you have to fire at a minimum 30 rounds. There are some other regulations and requirements, like you have to be 21 years of age. You cannot have any type of felonies, and you can not have any. You can't have like a domestic violence misdemeanor, right? There are certain misdemeanors that you can have, but it has to be a certain amount of time that has elapsed. And you can check out the requirements for a concealed pistol license on the state police website, Michigan State Police website. But aside from that, you have to take the class, have to be 21 years or older.
Okay.
Once you complete the class, what you'll do is you'll get a certificate from the instructor. If it's me, I'll give you a certificate, a signed certificate that has particular language on it, and you'll make your appointment with the county clerk that you live in. You'll turn in your certificate and the fee of about $100, and then
Okay.
you'll get a receipt for that. Then you take that receipt and you have to go get fingerprinted, usually in that same office or at the sheriff or police department or a company or agency that does fingerprinting.
Okay.
And then you pay them $15 and give them the application receipt, and then they give you a fingerprint receipt. And within about 45 days, you'll either get your concealed pistol license or you'll get a notice of disqualification. And if you get a notice of disqualification, then there are ways that you can appeal that disqualification.
Okay. All right. All right. So you broke down the process. So how do people get to work directly with you? Do you operate out of a gun range, a gun safety range, or how does
I,
that work?
yeah, I operate out of a couple of different ranges. The best way to get in touch with me would be to go to my website. It's www.apxdef.com. www.apxdef.com, or you
Okay.
can email me at instructor@apxdef.com. Either one of those will work. If you
Okay.
find Apex Defense Solutions on Facebook, on Instagram, all the same, that's where you can really reach us at.
Okay. All right. So your email
hmm
and your website, and then
Email,
you're
yep,
on social media too,
yep,
Facebook.
email, website, and social media. I'm predominantly on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, okay. So they can reach out to you to go through the process to schedule training time, or when do you normally offer your classes? Is it on the weekends or in evenings or something
Yeah,
like that?
my classes are usually offered once or twice a month on the weekends, and it depends on the type of class. So aside from the concealed pistol license, I also do defensive shooting, which will
Okay.
be a class that you take after you get your concealed pistol license. That's about a 6 to 8 hour course as well, and it's
Okay.
all outdoors, all range time. And I teach you how to draw from a holster,
Okay.
transition between bigger targets and smaller targets. You do a bit of movement while you shoot, and all of that kind of stuff. So that class is really geared towards those that have a concealed pistol license but
Okay.
want to get more training. And I'll also
Training.
say this: I'll say this that uh, just so that everybody is clear, your concealed pistol license should not be the only gun class you take if you're going to carry a firearm. Um, Shooting is a perishable skill, and you need to practice
Correct.
on a frequent and regular basis. At a minimum, once or twice a month, you should be at the range practicing. You should probably take maybe 2 classes a year. That's more than most people, but
Right.
I think you should at least take 2 classes per year. Aside, after you take your concealed pistol license class.
Okay. Now, is there a difference? You said CPL. Is there? In the past, I heard of CCW. Is that what's the difference with that?
Yeah, so CPL means concealed pistol license.
Okay.
CCW means carrying a concealed weapon,
Oh, okay.
right? So in Michigan, CCW is actually a felony offense. Right?
Oh, okay. All right.
In
Gotcha.
Michigan, it is. Now, in Ohio, for example, they have what's called a CCW permit, which again gives you that exemption to carry a concealed weapon. In Michigan, it's specific to pistols.
Pistols.
Yeah,
Okay. And obviously, open carry rifles, and of course, there's controversies on assault rifles and stuff like that. But
yeah,
you're allowed to carry them.
yeah. So, an interesting thing about that. So, a lot of people don't know that the AR in AR-15 does not stand for assault rifle. It does not stand for automatic rifle. It stands for Armalite rifle, and Armalite is the name of the company that designed that particular rifle. And the 15 stands for the 15th version of that gun that was working, right?
Okay.
So it's Armalite rifle model number 15, right?
Okay.
That's really what it is. It has nothing to do with how the gun functions. And the AR-15s that are available on the civilian market are semi-automatic, meaning you press the trigger one time and one round is discharged. You can't press the trigger and hold the trigger and all the rounds are discharged. That's not what's available on the civilian market. Fully automatic weapons for civilian purposes were banned, I want to say in the late 80s. I want to say 1986 or something like that.
Mhm.
Uh, you can still purchase them, but it's really, really difficult to purchase them, and they're very expensive, and you have to go through another process of getting another tax stamp and other types of things to purchase a fully automatic rifle. But what's available for us right now is the AR-15 or AK-47 semi-automatic handguns, meaning it's
Okay.
one trigger press and one round is discharged. Now,
Okay.
as
One
far as
trigger press, one round
right
discharge.
now, I do want to be clear as far as open carrying those things. You can open carry those things just like you can open carry a handgun or a pistol, right? Those are legal to open carry. A lot of people don't necessarily like that they're legal to open carry, but it is a legal thing that a person can do.
Right, right, right. Okay, all right. Great, great, awesome, awesome. As we wrap things up, as I know for the sake of time, any announcements or anything you want to share with our audience tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So on this coming up Sunday, the 17th, July 17th, myself, Malik Hicks with A Zone Hits, Spencer Johnson with Firearms Legal Protection, who are all members of the Black Bottom Gun Club. We're going to be at Uncoiled Gun Range for our Safe and Secure project. And so the Safe and Secure project is a youth firearm safety course where we talk to kids about what to do and what not to do in the presence of guns. And then we get to dispel some of that curiosity around guns, and they get one-on-one range time with a certified, bona fide, qualified instructor to get that curiosity out of them, and so
Right,
they
right,
realize what a handgun can do, or what a rifle can do. But it's all in a safe and controlled way. It teaches them a healthy respect for firearms. And while
right,
the kids are on the range, we're also educating the parents on some of the legal responsibilities of keeping a firearm in the house, both from a state perspective and a federal perspective. So none of the time is wasted. We teach the kids the safety rules, what to do around guns, what not to do around guns, how they actually function. We let them go on the range with an instructor, and then we teach the parents. We give the parents some education as well. And if
okay,
you're interested in signing your kid up for that, um, we're accepting children, school age children who are age 7 and older. You can go to safeandsecureproject.com, and it's only $5.
only $5. Okay,
It's only
for
$5, and you get
great,
and
awesome.
your kid gets some pretty important education. We just saw on Sunday, we saw a 12-year-old um, got shot by his 14-year-old brother because his 14-year-old brother had a gun and they were trying to shoot a dog
Right,
because the dog began chasing him. So he got shot in the ankle. But then unfortunately, we saw a 14-year-old girl get killed by a 13-year-old boy um, because they were playing around with a handgun
right,
in an apartment. And so it's really, these are the reasons why we kind of created the program, right? So
right,
that kids
right,
know what to do and what not to do around guns, so that they understand that firearms are not toys at all. They're a tool, but they can be a very, very dangerous tool. And we let them know that you should only be in possession and have this thing in your hands if you have the permission and supervision of your parent or guardian or someone that they trust. It's really, really important that we educate our kids on firearm safety early so that we can reduce the amount of tragic incidences like these.
right, right. You're right, man. You are doing some important work. I appreciate you and the work you're doing at Apex Defense Solutions and providing firearm safety training for young people in particular to get that curiosity out of their system and show them the proper use of the weapons and have a proper respect. And definitely just helping the African American community. I know that, many of us may not understand or just our rights and protecting ourselves and our homes. And I just really appreciate your work. Just before we leave, just share again your email and your website so people can get in
Sure,
touch with you and how they can work with you directly.
absolutely. You can email me at instructor at apxdef.com. That's instructor at apxdef.com. My website is apxdef.com. Uh, you can have the www in front of it or not, doesn't matter, but it's apxdef.com. If you want to sign your kid up 7 years or older for the Safe and Secure Project this Sunday, July 17th at about 4 p.m., we'll be at Uncoiled Gun Range and CPO training in Livonia on the Service Drive Schoolcraft Road. And you can go to safeandsecureproject.com. That's safeandsecureproject.com to sign your 7 year old and up for the firearm safety course for kids.
All right, awesome, awesome. Thanks again, Mr. King, Chad King, for being on the podcast. We'll be in touch soon.
Absolutely, man. Hopefully, I apologize about my truncated schedule here. Hopefully, we'll be able to get this, do this again with a
Yes,
more full throated conversation.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right. You have a good. You take care of yourself. We'll be in touch.
Thank you very much, man. Have a good one.
Mhm. All right, that wraps up our podcast for tonight. Talking about firearm safety with Chad King, the founder of the Apex Defense Solutions. So he shared his email, his contact information. If you are thinking about getting your CPL and learning how to safely use a firearm to protect your home and to protect yourself, unfortunately, we live in times where you got to think about that. I'm definitely interested in looking to pursue that myself. So you have his information. He also has a African American Gun Club Association, so that you may want to participate in that. So I encourage you. Before we end tonight's podcast, just a few announcements. You may not be aware, but or some of you may know. Um, Part of what we do is we like to bring connections. That's why we call ourselves Detroit Metro Plug, where connections matter. And we're having an upcoming networking event where we bring like-minded entrepreneurs, community leaders together on Saturday, July 23rd, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. An intimate setting, up to about 40 people, where you can share about your business, meet new people, build relationships, and expand your brand and increase your reach. So I want to invite you to that. We're selling tickets now for that event on Eventbrite. I'm going to share a little announcement video for that. Special offer if you are a returning guest to the meet and greet business networking meeting. If you use the promo code return guest, you get a discount. If you're a new guest to the business networking event on July 23rd and you use the promo code meet and greet, you also get a 15% discount on the admission. It's only $20 opportunity to connect with like-minded people. It includes we give us some gift card giveaways. Includes breakfast. There will be vendors there, at least 8 vendors. All our vendor space is already sold out. So, unfortunately, if you were interested in that, that's gone. So, just want to encourage you that. I'm going to share this little video about our event. Just 1 second. All right. So, that was our video promotion about our upcoming business networking meet and greet. This is a platform where we want to bring connections. We want to connect people with information, with opportunities, and definitely with each other. Um, you want to expand your business, want to increase your reach, I encourage you to sign up for our business networking meet and greet July 23rd, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Um, get a chance to increase your brand visibility. So that wraps up our podcast tonight. Just want to share another quick announcement, and we'll be all done. This is if you find value in our podcast, I definitely encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. Hey everyone, this is Charles with Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. If you are finding value in today's video, I invite you to subscribe, like, and comment. We would love to hear your feedback. And don't forget to click on that notification bell so you can be notified when we have upcoming episodes of difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. If you're interested in being a part of our Facebook networking community, I invite you to click on the link to be a part of that community. This is a place where you can network with like-minded people and a chance to share about your product or service. If you're interested in working with me directly, on how you can share your story with video or with podcasting, you can email me direct at DetroitMetroPlug313 at gmail.com. Thanks again, and let's get back to this interview. All right, all right. Thanks again for tuning in to this episode of this podcast. Definitely encourage you to hit that subscription bell, share with others. We are about celebrating people. This is a platform where we celebrate people and give them an opportunity to share what they're doing, share their story. I'm here to serve you as an entrepreneur, as a community leader. So, again, we have some exciting upcoming interviews for the month of July and August. So I'm definitely excited about that. So everybody have a good night and everyone take care.